About the Lex coops beaming on your bitch. Goofy niggas feeling for a bitch. I just finna get rich. Neiman Marcus be the fit. Fly shit, that's my uniform. I need a fly bitch that walk with me in unison. They ain't no iron team, but there's an iron win. In my opinion, being broke, that's a fucking sin. I meditate on juice and gin. Get in my zone, write a verse. Now I'm feeling like Buster. Give me some.
Peace. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Shop here on Raheem Blake TV. So whether you're true here, you're new here, or you're just strolling through here, welcome. Peace to all my supporters. Peace to all my subscribers that show me love. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. As you can see in the beginning of the joint, I just dropped my my single Priorities. Well, the visuals, the visuals for Priorities. Dope joint. Run that up. You know, check it out. Hype it up. All that. So the link to the videos in the description. Check it out. Run it up. Like I said, man, like we moving. Like we slowly building this joint brick by brick. We putting out more joints, putting out more music, going forward, more consistent. Cause you know that's always been my problem is not being consistent and holding on my music hostage and not letting people hear it because the world needs to hear this. Check me out. But let's just get right into it. So I was actually at an appointment a few days ago, and I was in the waiting room, and I actually saw the report. I saw the news report on the news when I was waiting. I checked it out, sparked my interest, so I'm like, I need to do a joint on that. So as you may have heard, there's gonna be no more. How's it go? Female trans, I guess, trans women, whatever. They're not gonna be participating in the Olympics with biological women, and I love it. I love it like cooked food. It's great. I love it. I don't agree with everything Trump does, but got this one right. He gets a lot of things wrong, gets a lot of things right. Got this right. So let's check it out. Okay, we good. Pardon me, man. I'm still getting used to doing these joints. So we got it right here. We got it queued up. So let's check this out.
A major policy shift today at the Olympic Games. Transgender women will now be banned from competing against biological women.
The new rule is set to take effect at the 2028 Summer Olympics here in Los Angeles. KTLA's Korean Winter is live in our news center with more on this controversial decision. Korean.
I like it.
Well, John and Sam, transgender athletes and their advocates criticize a policy saying that it promotes exclusion and hurts those who already face so many stereotypes.
That's a fact.
From now on, women's sports will be only for women.
A political
Yeah.
power play to create equity in sports. The Olympics now aligning with President Trump's ban on transgender athletes from female events. Last year, President Trump signed an executive order prohibiting transgender women athletes from participating in athletics. Today, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, announced a sweeping new policy banning female athletes from women's events.
Damn!
The games set for 2028 in Los Angeles. Back in 2021, Laurel Hubbard, a weightlifter, was part of the Tokyo Olympics, but didn't medal. She was the first transgender woman to compete at the Olympics after.
Man, look at that mug. God damn. That's a pie face right there. Big old pie face, man. Big old ham hock eating nigga, man. God damn. Woo. Look at that. Look at that gut, man. That is egregious. Good Lord. God damn. Oh man, that's the big show, man. God damn. Woo. That gut looked like a goddamn keg, man. Shit. He got to be like 6'4", 6'5", something like that. Like 6'4", 6'5". Gotta be. I'm 6'2", and she looked like she'd be she, Sherm, whatever, look like they would be hovering. Let's go with that. They would be hovering over me. Yeah, god damn. And the reason why I love this is because for me, the way I look at it is, now I can't tell somebody what's going through your mind. If you believe that's what you are, if you believe you're a duck, you believe you're a man, woman, whatever, if that's what you believe, whatever. I'm not gonna argue with you about what you are. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. But let's be real. We all have egos. You're not gonna tell me that these people that transition to another gender, they don't think to their minds and be like, well, I was athletic when I was young. I was an athlete and I was garbage. I was buttocks at whatever sport I participated in. Not only can I live out my fantasy of actually being a different gender, but I can compete and kick ass in said event. That nigga he's built like a defensive end. He's built like a college defensive end. So anything that a woman's gonna do, you're a man. You're a natural born man. So you're gonna be able to do better at, at what women do. Like that's just what it is. So, again, very nice. Let's get these big burly ass niggas out of here, man. They gots to go.
The first transgender woman to compete at the Olympics after transitioning. The IOC said eligibility for any female category event at the Olympic Games or any other IOC event, including individual and team sports, is now limited to biological females.
Look at the determination. I'm fucking these bitches up. Goddamn. So much aggression, so much passion and aggression. That forearm is gonna be like, ah! Woo! Lord have this mercy. My God, that is bleak.
Is now limited to biological females.
This is a very harmful message that unfortunately trans women are struggling with, fighting against all the time. Get
the hell out of here.
Discrimination. It's continuing to send messages in the mainstream and
fairness?
that you are not part of. You are still othered.
Many are now criticizing the new policy. Trans rights campaigners.
I like that. She's full of baloney, but she is right. Other. You would be considered an other. At best, you're other. Because you don't identify what you was born with. You're definitely not what you claim to be. You can't have a baby. You don't have periods. No menstrual cycles, no menopause, none of that. You don't get any of the stuff that, I don't want to say a burden, but all the good and bad that comes with being a woman. You only want the good. You want the gold, nigga. You want preferential treatment. Reckless disregard for the truth. And gold medals. That's all you want. Participate with others. You saw that Sasquatch earlier. You imagine if I had a daughter and I trained and I had a daughter, she was athletic and she made her way to the Olympics, and then you got to worry about some fucking cyborg like competing against you. Hell no, man. Hell no. You got to go.
Argue this violates human rights and fosters exclusion. They say there's also a mental health component.
When we ban them and exclude them, it's gonna increase the depression and anxiety and trauma that they've felt for many, many years.
It's already been happening. What people don't also like to talk about is the insane rates of YouTube is so weird, man. I'm trying to grow this channel and I'm trying to choose my words carefully. Let's do that. The insane rates of that is through the roof, because what's happening is that you have, which another thing that Trump passed recently, where basically you can't just let, I can't remember exactly what it was called or the specifics, but basically you can't let a child decide that type of to make that type of decision on their own, where you're giving children the power to cut off their genitals to become a woman. Because what they're realizing is that once they get older, because you got grown people offing themselves because they regret that decision. So a kid, you can imagine a kid. You let a kid decide whatever. A kid will eat cookies and candy for dinner every day if you let them until they vomit. If you let them just decide what they want to do. So they're not talking about the insane rates of people offing themselves, people losing their mind. They got to go to insane asylums, all that, because they can't undo cutting off your junk. You can't undo that. So they're already going through massive rates of just because I think you have a mental disorder anyway, but that's just me, and that's just not like my opinion. That was in the medical books and everything. If you like to play on the fun side, if you was a left-hand mechanic, if you hide and find the salami, if you into that type of stuff, you was considered an insane person. They put you in the books. You was insane. So people in that community have already been going through stress as far as like losing their minds and going through all types of trauma. This is just a reminder of what you into. So nice try, bro.
And our hope is that we can slow that down.
As for the LA Olympics in 2028, the committee says the eligibility policy protects fairness, safety, and integrity in the female category. This new mandate, according to the IOC and its president, creates a clearer policy on who can compete, with the president adding even the smallest margins can be the difference between victory and defeat,
yes,
and that it would be unfair for biological males to compete in the female category. In reference to those eligible to compete, IOC says that will be determined by one-time SRY gene screening, a molecular screening used to detect the presence of the Y chromosome, which identifies biological sex. The committee said it reviewed tons of research that shows being born male gives...
They're putting that AI to work now. They're putting that AI to work. I don't care how much estrogen you try to put in your body. I don't care how many titties or BBLs or whatever it is you're doing. That Y is always going to be there. They're like, this is a nigga. It's a nigga right here. You ain't fooling nobody. You ain't low, nigga. So they're using that AI. Excellent.
Physical advantages that are retained. Before this controversial ruling, IOC's guidance had allowed transgender women to compete with reduced testosterone levels. But individual sports federations had the final say on competition.
It goes against the core values of sports itself, right?
Lucas Rojas, a transgender athlete who competes nationally in powerlifting, blasted.
What is this? Who is this fat Carlos Mencia looking nigga, man? Who is this? This nigga look like goddamn, what's his name? This nigga like Teddy Bruschi, man. Look like a linebacker for the Patriots, bro. What is going on? This is a joke, man. There's gotta be this is a joke. This is a joke, right? This is a joke. This is wild. This is like, all right, let me be serious for a second. Let's really be serious. Come on, yo. Like, let's really just be rational here. This is fair. This is fair to let Shrek compete against your daughter, your biological born daughter that worked her ass off to get to the Olympics, to get to the big stage. That's fair? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? That's like if you got Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt was wiping out grown men. Imagine if Usain Bolt said, you know what, I want to be a woman now, and I'm going to compete against the women. I'm going to take all y'all medals too. Think about that. Or Michael Phelps was swimming with women. Come on, bro. You have women's and then you have men's. You got to separate it. And that's the problem. And again, go back to my other videos I did. This is women's fault. Y'all fight for this. Equality and, well, not equality. It's really inequality. It's not equality. It's not. Because if it was, then we wouldn't even be having this conversation now. But you fought so much. Oh, you got to support everybody and be what you want to be. And no one, you can't speak up against anything. This is what you got. Now you got this. Bro, his thighs look like tree trunks, man. What is he squatting? How we gonna burn. We gonna burn, man.
The committee's new ban.
Trans people aren't a threat to sport. We're athletes, we're teammates, and members of this global community. It's not only an act of cowardice,
How much longer we got in this, dude?
Really at
hand. How much?
It's being used as a tool to exclude people, which is in contrast to the Olympic spirit of bringing people together for competition.
It's still unclear how many, if any, transgender women were set to compete at the upcoming Olympics. Sports categories like swimming, track and field, and boxing have already implemented their own bans on transgender athletes competing in.
Because you'll be knocking a block off, that's why. Bro, a grown man can dislocate another grown man's jaw. What are you going to do to a woman? Man.
Women's events.
Boy, oh boy.
That's the very latest here in the news center. I'm Corinne Winter. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Corinne, thank you.
Here's the drink that flushes sugar.
Whew. That was egregious. But, you know, that's where we're at with this, man. That's really where we're at with all this nonsense. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it's come to this, that we actually have to be having these conversations. But again, round of applause. Round of applause for implementing this. For Trump implementing this. Again, I'm not into politics. I'm not a Democrat or Republican. I can't remember last time I voted. I don't participate in international voting. I just don't and can't. But he got this right. He definitely got this right. And to anybody who thinks who's against this, you're insane, or you're just so politically correct and you want to just be so with the times that you're losing yourself. Like, it's like anything else. It's like when you ask for so many freedoms, like freedoms and technology and all that, you don't realize you're giving up so much of your rights. Excuse me, you give up so many of your rights by allowing government interference and letting a small group of people make decisions for the majority. Cause like Trump said, that even though it might be like a minority within a minority of transsexuals that are participating in this, that could be the difference between them sweeping all the gold. All the gold and the silver. It could be that much of a difference. Because again, you was probably garbage. If you feel the need like you gotta do all that, and you gotta participate in that, then you was garbage as a man in doing sports. Because I might suck with these dudes, but I know I can do damage with these females. I know I can sweep this. This is a shoo-in. So, again, congratulations. So, let me know what you think about this. I love it. I think it's wonderful. I love it. This is great. So, it is what it is. But on that note, again, peace to all my subscribers. Peace to everybody that supports me. Again, just dropped on priorities. Run that up. We're doing, we're slowly moving, slowly but surely. So check me out, man. We up here. My phone up there. So, run it up, man. Let me know what y'all think, man. We working. We out here making it do what it do. So yeah, man, that's what we doing. So run that up, hype it up, hype up this video, hype up priorities, all that. So, we moving, man. We moving, shaking and popping. Love y'all, man. Peace.